Alright, so today we'll start case 5, but first I want to give some very thorough, as is tradition, thorough thoughts. First of all, let's wrap up case 4's whole conclusion or summary. So there's two things wrong with it. Let's review first of all the other case 4's in the series. So in short, case 4 was not very good. So let's go back to the beginning of the series. The one thing I can't say is that in the original game, that case 4 was so good, and then it was followed by case 5, because case 5 wasn't in the original game. So I'll give you that. But what I can say is, Turnabout Goodbyes was very good. Multiple days, ties into the main backstory, Edgeworth, everything. Justice for All, case 4, long, good, multiple days, investigations, everything. The third game is more like this, where case 4 is with Mia versus Edgeworth, where it's much shorter, it's a single day in trial. The only thing that makes that better, aside from the content itself being better, is that it ties into the main story. If this case had at least tied into the main plot of Karain in some way, it might have been at least a little better. It had nothing to do with it whatsoever. I said before the case started, I wish this is where you take down Inga in case 4, and then maybe case 5 you can take down the Queen or whatever else you got to do. But now you're going to have to stuff it all into one case, because Inga's going to have to go down no matter what. The way they were talking about him last case, how he has the secret police and Lady Kira's working for him, like he's on the hot seat right now. So Inga's got to go down. And if it was me, or if it was real life, Inga would just have Phoenix executed right now, no questions asked, by one of his other secret police members. He's caused him way too much trouble. I don't know why, realistically he would have been killed in case 1 and nobody would have known the difference. I guess now maybe the rebels will protect Phoenix a little bit, but it seems very odd that you would be doing this. And then, like I just said, Apollo Justice case 4, Intrinsic, take down Kristoff again, final case, epic case, large scale. Even if you don't think they're that good, there's at least more to them. Of course, there is no case 5, and this one has one. But see, now this case 5 is almost obligated to be really good, because if it's not, like, I can review each case. Like case 1 was good. It was a good solid intro to Karain and the whole subject matter, so it's decent, not great, not terrible. This one was half and half. Investigation was great, trial was mediocre, even bad. So it's half and half. And again, it's filler. It deals with Trucy, but that's about it. Nothing to do with the main plot here. This one was good about 75% of the way. The ending is bad. The last part of the last day in trial, like the last half. That trust in me guy goes on way too long. You don't get to take down the wife. No satisfying villain, anything like that. So it's good, but that's the only one. And then this is a dud. This was a bad case too. So it would be only cases 3 and 5, and I guess 1, but that only counts so much. You got Sodomy in the little portrait there, as I call him, and he completely wet the bed again. So why are we supposed to be impressed with this guy at this point? He's lost to Phoenix, Apollo, and Athena. I guess he beat Phoenix once, technically, but even that he threw away by extending the trial. And they can't even say, oh, well, he was trying to help Phoenix secretly, because he wasn't. I mean, he still tried to get you on the other charge. So he's just not that impressive. You lost to Athena, which somehow, to me, still isn't as bad as losing to Apollo, but whatever. It's odd, to say the least. The villain was good. At least Giru was okay, but the whole split personality thing wasn't really that impressive. It was kind of a gimmick in a way. Defendant was unlikable. Subject matter was okay, but a lot of the logic was all over the place. They used that psychology stuff too much, and it was kind of arbitrary. I guess the only thing it could have introduced is maybe Simon's going to be in case 5. Imagine if Simon isn't in case 5. How stupid would that be then? Like, what would be the point? Now we're probably going to introduce everybody in case 5, but they should have set it up more. Case 4 should have been all about bridging Athena and Apollo and Blackwell even to go to Karain for some reason. Like Apollo finds out that his father is Dirk, or adopted father was Dirk, or he should probably remember that. But it should be more about that kind of dialogue. And not only that, but it should have just given them a reason. This case should have been, it could have been in the US still, but it could have been something that pushes them in that direction. Instead, it had nothing to do with that as far as I can tell. It was just a way for Athena to prove herself again, which is, she could have still done at the same time, but it could have been more intrinsic to the main Karain plot here. And yeah, it started off fine. There were 3 testimonies quick, like Black Quill, Giru, and then the Uendo guy. But then the Uendo guy went on a long time. You had a break, then you do the Owen thing, then it's not him, then you bring Giru back. No investigation. So again, not a good case, doesn't tie into the main story, and it was a real missed opportunity because this could have been the one. Like I said, they tie up a lot of the loose ends. Now case 5 is either going to be really long or they're going to have to stuff a bunch of content in together. You got Apollo with Dirk, you got Phoenix with whatever he's going to do, taking down Inga, and everybody working together. You're probably going to see all the mechanics combined with the bracelet, the psychology, the Magatama, the seance thing, everything all in one. I think that Rafa will kind of be on our side more because she's been kind of a bitch long enough. She'll probably actually have a change of heart and help us because we've kind of proven her wrong so many times. She'd be more likely to listen to us. So I think that's how we left it off with her at the end of the last case. So somehow Apollo's gonna find out about the Dirk thing or want to come here. Maya's just chilling. She can channel now, so I definitely want to see Mia, and I expect to see Mia. If we don't see Mia, I'm not gonna be happy. There's no reason. Just show us Mia the whole case because Phoenix needs it, I guess, and not really, but like she's allowed to channel now. That was the only reason why she wouldn't do it before, because she felt like, oh, she's not allowed to because of the queen or whatever. And then what else are we gonna see? Inga's on the hot seat. We'll take down Inga for sure. We may take down the queen, we may not. I can't quite predict that. You saw very little of her. It would be cool if we did. I always like when we do stuff like that. You know, Damon Yant, chief of police, Quercus Alba as an ambassador. I always love taking down the big dogs, kind of, who have a lot of stature. So the queen would be the best of all. And it seems like this whole subject matter and premise is designed for that reason. Like, Phoenix has been against so many great challenges, now he's gonna overthrow an entire country or an entire government, royalty, whatever it might be. Like, that's the kind of challenge they had to contrive to still feel like they're doing something to him that's worthwhile, otherwise it'd be too easy. So what else do I think is going to happen? Sodomy might try to help us, or he might turn out to be bad somehow. He's been kind of just a boring, unspectacular character. Not very impressive. His only highlight moment was putting the hammer down and getting that first guilty verdict on Phoenix. But he couldn't even clear that without, you know, putting it to an end. He needed to drag it out and undo himself. But he did say, I owe you my thanks or whatever. He was impressed with Athena in the last case. I guess that's fine. It's just like, really, are we supposed to be impressed with him anymore? He's like a punching bag for the whole defense team. That's so bad. If anything, Blackwell should have been the prosecutor there, kind of helping us and testing Athena, even though I think she already beat him in Turnabout Academy. But whatever. It was basically Turnabout Academy 2.0. But even that was better. At least you had an investigation and it was more thorough and stuff. So I'm a little bit shaky. What else is there? Take down the queen, maybe. Take down Inga for sure. Might see Mia. Definitely meet Dirk. We kind of met him briefly at the end of case 3. We'll uncover who killed Amara. Maybe it'll be something crazy like the queen is still the same queen and they just faked her death kind of thing. But you would be able to tell in terms of age. It was 23 years ago, so how could it be? But it'll be something dumb like that, like, oh, it's the same queen, she never died. And then why did they frame Dirk? He was just a defense attorney before. I thought it was going to be like Dirk defended the guy who assassinated the queen successfully, or who they thought did it, and then they all hate him and defense attorneys because of that. But it turns out they just framed him directly. So he must have done something before that to piss them off. That's a pretty big charge to just frame someone for. So what else? Edgeworth should make an appearance. They mentioned him a couple times. Phoenix name dropped him in case 3. When Rafa was questioning him, he's saying, oh, are all your friends this raggedy as that dad's Arball who randomly started talking to me before we knew who he was. She's like, oh, look at your friends, they're all so terrible. He's like, I know a chief prosecutor, I have some upstanding friends. And then last case, Sodomy mentioned him. He said, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth himself asked me to take on this case. So of course even he respects Edgeworth, because how could you not? So we might not see Edgeworth really in court, but we'll at least see him outside. Like in Dual Destinies, he was only there for a brief section and then he leaves it to Blackwell. So it might be the same thing. It is interesting how, since the original game, that's what comes to mind, is it makes Rise from the Ashes so important, actually. Yes, there's a retcon with the 6-month thing, but the one thing that's important is think about it. Edgeworth only appeared in those 2 trials, cases 2 and 3, which isn't quite enough, right? We would never have that epic final case where they go up against each other again and take down a chief of police together. That was important, I feel like, because since then we've only seen him case 4, Justice for All, where he makes Phoenix feel what it's like to try to defend someone he knows is guilty, which is the opposite of what Edgeworth had to do. And then trials, he's in case 4, obviously, but mainly he's in case 5 where he stands in for Phoenix when Phoenix is hurt. And then Apollo Justice, he doesn't appear. And then Dual Destinies, he was in case 5 as well. So he's had very limited screen time. If it wasn't for Rise from the Ashes, I think we'd be kind of... the bond would be less believable, it'd be less strong. Turnabout Goodbyes is pretty significant, but as far as facing each other in court, there's only one case where Phoenix really beat Edgeworth when he was actually trying to win, which was case 2 of the original game, the red-white one. Everything else, Edgeworth always helps. He helps him take down D. Vasquez, he helps him in the Matt on guard case, but he even beats him in the Matt on guard case anyway. But, yeah, he helps him in every other case. A lot. Which is interesting that your greatest rival ends up being your greatest helper, but that does happen in a lot of stories sometimes. Your greatest ally is your greatest rival at the same time. So far in the series, who's gotten a guilty verdict on Phoenix? Edgeworth did, obviously, in the Matt Ungard case, regardless of the circumstances. Manfred von Karman did in the first game, even though Larry came after the fact, he still got one. And then this guy, Sodomy, got one in case 3, even though it was overturned in the next day. So those are 3 guilty verdicts we've seen in the series. I don't think we'll be seeing one in this case. That would be kind of a gimmick, cliche thing to do twice in the same game. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all. What else can I expect to happen? Is Dirk gonna secretly turn out to be the bad guy? Is the wife gonna backstab Dirk and kill him? I still suspect that wife of something. She's gonna do something bad. The wife of the previous victim trust in me. So yeah, this case has to be very good. And that's the unfortunate thing is like, if case 4 had been really good, then I might be, you know, this will be icing on the cake. Now it's almost necessary. Otherwise, this game was very lukewarm, unspectacular, unimpressive. So this has to be good, and let's hope that it is. So everything's going to come to a head. Dirk versus the Queen. Find out the old assassination plot 23 years ago. Of course, Phoenix is going to find something out 23 years later that you couldn't find out at the time. Probably because it was covered up, but still. And then, I guess no statute of limitations either. But, different country, different laws. Also, that luminol was disappointing. There's two things you can do, which you should be able to do. Rotate objects like you could previously, especially in Rise from the Ashes, or use luminol freely, because I only got to use it once and it was like very scripted and only in the room that you're meant to use it. If I could have used it anywhere, it always leaves it open to the player. Like, maybe I can do it here, maybe I can't, so it rewards you for doing it in the right places and it tests you and leaves it more open-ended. It's unfortunate that they have gone backwards on those things. And just remember, there might be like alternate endings, but there's no like branching paths in each case. They're all very scripted and linear in nature. Am I ready to start? I just want to think, there's got to be some other prediction I have, some kind. Like, who do I think's even going to be killed? It could be somebody we don't even know, which it usually is. It could be... How crazy would that be? If Phoenix gets assassinated by Inga, secret police, and then Apollo has to hunt them down and put an end to this. So Phoenix could die here for daring to cross Inga. I mean, he outright said, I'll get you executed if you cause me too much trouble. He wasn't very subtle about it. So if he ends up being the final villain, that would be disappointing, because he's just like, you know, he's a big target, but it's too obvious and it's too basic. That wouldn't be enough. It would have to be the Queen, I would say. So it's not so much a mystery, if that's the case, it's just how do we actually catch her? Maybe Rafa will take our side, or maybe Dirk will hold Rafa hostage in order to force the trial to take down the Queen. Because otherwise, the Queen would just say, fuck you, I'm a queen, I'm not gonna let you do anything. Like the judges, everybody works for her, so it wouldn't really work. So this guy will probably be the prosecutor again still. Edgeworth probably has to make an appearance. It'd be weird if he didn't. Athena and Apollo are going to come overseas, join us. We should see Mia unravel the 23-year-old mystery of the past queen. Take Dirk's side. Maybe Rafa gets kidnapped. Certainly she'll take our side. Put the queen on trial. Definitely put Inga on trial. And I would have just split it up in two cases, like I said. Case 4 should have been Inga. Case 5 should have been the queen. And that would have given them the freedom to do all the other odds and ends, like bringing Athena and Apollo over in case 4 to help with that. Establish everything and deal with Apollo's backstory with Dirk. Now we're going to have to fit all that into one case, somehow. These murder methods are getting silly too, like the one guy died to a rock. Last case he died to a piece of dough. I don't even remember what exactly he died to in case 2. Let's see how it starts.
It's time for a revolution!
That's far enough.
Huh? Who's this?
It is I, the Plumed Punisher, warrior of Neo Twilight Realm.
people of Khurain. We can't allow things to go on like this.
The Defense Culpability Act has done nothing but produce countless victims of wrongful convictions. The time to act is now, for we, the Defiant Dragons, have obtained the ultimate weapon, the Founder's Orb. And to the Garenian regime, make no mistake about it, I will personally dethrone you. A dragon never yields, nor will he rest until his revolution is complete.
Are we really gonna have to do something with that TV show? Is that how the murder is gonna take place? Like within the set or something stupid? That would be kind of lame, but who's that voice actor too? It sounds like the Emperor from Code Geass. It must be. Lelouch's father. So now we're controlling Apollo for now, at least. I'm sure it'll keep switching. Beloved Attorney's Badge. Wearing it makes me raring to go. Trucy's 17. Particular set of circumstances led her to being adopted by Mr. Wright. You don't have to say that. You could just say adopted daughter of Mr. Wright. Why do you have to say the whole spiel? World-class magician on the rise. Youngest lawyer in our agency. She apparently studied psychology in Europe. Apparently, you're still not convinced. He's only 35. I feel like that's mathematically not possible. How could Maya be 28? That feels almost impossible. Maya started off as she's 16 at the beginning of the series. Now she's 28. He was 24. Now he's 36. I guess their birthdays could kind of not quite overlap like that, but he's taught me a lot about what it means to be a lawyer. He steals Mia's quotes a lot, though, without giving her credit. I don't like that. Prosecutor from Khurain. He's also a monk, which explains why he's known as last rights prosecutor. This concludes our report on the recent television hijacking incident. It is going to involve the show. God damn it. Who could have anticipated such a surprising turn of events? Why do they even care? Shouldn't they care more about what Phoenix is going through? Maybe they haven't reported on that. So we're going to go over there to solve that mystery. Dirk, what are you up to this time? It's your adopted father, isn't it? As if this would have never come up in any conversation ever. So dumb. I hate that retcon too. That makes no sense. It was a long time ago. I was adopted by him. Insurgent. They probably should call Phoenix that too at this point. Is he gonna be here? Why the hell would he be in this country? No, it's just someone who knows him, probably. What? Why, though? What? Why would he be here? Okay, this is already starting out kind of stupid. Guilty as charged, haha. Of course, everyone in this universe is a lawyer. He's not just an insurgent, he used to be a lawyer, and his son turned out to be a lawyer. Of course, how convenient. Beamed in from Khurain, but why? Did you come to recruit us? Or both? TV hijacker, that goes in front of insurgent. So am I. This is an odd way to force them to come. So where's Athena? So, I thought Apollo would just hear about what's happening and then think, oh, I want to go and discover more about my past in addition to helping Phoenix. But now he just came here himself, Dirk. So many questions. The man who raised you. Well, why is Trucy butting in? Just let Apollo talk to his daddy. Yeah, apparently not. How convenient for the writers. Is this gonna be like a fake one? I almost don't even believe this. How the hell did you get out of the country? And you look, it's not like you're in disguise. You look exactly how a rebel would look. He's a celebrity. Yeah, so how did you get here? Oh god, there's gonna be some bickering back and forth between them, as if that's the priority right now. But what do you want? Like, why are you here? What brought you across the country? Out of the country, I mean. Without warning, after all this time, what gives? I need your help. Help your buddy Phoenix. That can't be the only reason. Me and Apollo are on the same page. Came here to see you, that's the truth. One last time before you get executed. Haven't seen him in 10 plus years and he's already asking for a favor. No shit. No shit. It's a rebel in the pure sense. He just does whatever he pleases. So just tell him no then if you want to be a bitch about it. Why is Trucy even involved? She's not gonna come with us. Why would she? We don't get a profile of his? Oh, there we go. He's 45, which is a bit younger than I thought. But he was a lawyer 23 years ago when the Queen was killed and was framed for it. He was already an established lawyer. He was 22 when he was accused of killing a queen. So he became a lawyer at 18 and built a name for himself in 4 years, or I guess he could have just become one at 22 and he's already famous for it. Leader of the Defiant Dragons, the man who raised me, he was a lawyer once. So if you already know that, you should be a little more sympathetic to his cause. Maybe he doesn't know about the DC Act. You'd think it'd be pretty well known. Of course, a lawyer doesn't know what a lawyer's badge looks like in this country. I used to want to show mine off too. Is that what's on his neck? Like on his collar? Or is that something else? Well, Phoenix showed it to plenty of people and he's still fine. Really? They didn't do that to Phoenix. They tried to, but they failed. That means you don't have as much confidence in me as him. Knowing him, he probably flashed to left and right, true enough. How has he not heard about what's happened? Him and Phoenix don't keep in touch? I wonder why. He's been through quite a bit. That should have made international news before this guy. This is Apollo's journal. Why is he butting in? Magic. Everything's magic. Presto Diario. Invisible ink or something? Just let's replace Trucy with Athena and then we can get serious about this. Very odd way to start. So the intro didn't show us any crime being committed, but it'll probably be something to do with the TV show, maybe? Or maybe it hasn't happened yet. As Charlie the houseplant. Clicking on the door, but okay. I now have to use a houseplant too. We call that Apollo. Have we seen that? I forget. In his office when we were Phoenix? I can't remember. Cactus. His hair's just a spiny. Okay. What is this thing? Some tea maker? Coffee maker? Jacket. It keeps doing something different than what I'm clicking on. You've got a pretty ostentatious garb yourself, dude. Maybe one of our clients forgot it here. Isn't that Apollo's? Is it not Apollo's? Why is he... Yeah, what the hell? How does she not know that? He likes the color red. Hula hoop and a package. More magic props. Oh. I've seen a ring like this before. Used to be quite good with these hula hooping. Of daring do. Of what? Lighting on fire, then jump through it. So he was in like a circus of some kind, or... I don't know really what that's supposed to tell us. It might explain his combat skills though. Because if he was a lawyer, how did he get so good with leading rebels and dealing with firearms and stuff like that? Maybe he's just a de facto leader in voice, but not in like action. This is a seriously cluttered office. Like the other guy's a paratrooper. We haven't heard that this guy has any military experience. Dad's Arbol has more of the criteria for that. It's a cluttered office. You really need a piano. You come into his office and tell him what he needs and doesn't need. Has a sentimental value for Daddy. With his bottom line. What if we sold it? Thought she was gonna say you can never sell it. Money before memories. Maybe you can help with that with all your insurgent theft that you probably should have committed by now. So that's obviously not gonna say anything about it. It's kind of a big deal. Got our hat, couple more magic things. There's way too much magic shit in here. This is one of those contraptions for cutting people into pieces. Seems pretty obvious. So they're making a point that he has performed in some kind of circus or magic troupe of his own. When I was being held prisoner. Oh god, this is different. Execution method? So how'd you get out of there? So he's got PTSD or something. Real world skills that go into it. There's nothing here. He still keeps that hat around. So he hasn't been back to being a lawyer for very long. I mean, just Dual Destinies and this game. So in terms of years, he doesn't have that much. He still doesn't have that much experience because he... Well, whatever, but it's a lot of cases anyway. What's he doing here? What does he want? Yeah, I think we figured that out. So he's also father of the prosecutor. We knew that. Rebel by trade, former lawyer. Well, they both have negative connotations. I don't know if one is really better than the rebel with the cause. A real headache for anyone in your way. No shit. For like the good, the bad, the ugly without the good part. They're portraying him as a very positive, sort of almost sympathetic figure where he might turn out to actually be bad in the end. What if he ends up being the final villain somehow? That's the only thing I'm in the back of my mind, but more likely will help him take down the queen or something like that. I'm like the boogeyman. Bogeyman. Is that a typo, or they didn't have enough room? Sure, see. Didn't your parents teach you not to mess with insurgent leaders? The bride material. They keep insinuating that. Even Athena keeps saying that. Dad. Okay, Dad. So Apollo is like 25, probably. Or wait. No, he should be a lot older than that, shouldn't he? Because I thought Phoenix was only like 3 or 4 years older than him. So he's in his 30s? How could that be? How long has it been since Apollo Justice? Maybe not that long. He could be like 26? Whatever. You're usually 8 years older than your follower, so she's 17, so Apollo might only be 25 or 26. The man who raised you. So Thalassa took you to Khura'in for some reason and left you there. What did he mean when he was the man that raised you? You grew up in Khura'in, but you never mentioned it. Looks like the writers hadn't thought of that kingdom existing yet, of course. The Morgan Fay problem. Apparently not. I was raised in Khura'in when I was really little, but you weren't born there. Yeah, they keep making up as they go along. So that's like a double overlap of Apollo's past. The fact that Thalassa is his mother, and so that was for Apollo Justice and the magicians. He had to tie in with that, and now they want him to tie in with Khura'in too. Why does everything have to personally tie into every character? This is completely an unnecessary threat. To me, at least. I was raised by a wanted criminal. It's like a bad joke. Yeah, even they're calling their own writing melodramatic. In a while, probably since he was there. 10 years. Figured he'd forgotten about me. Is he the reason you wanted to become a lawyer? Starting a revolution takes time and keeping it going even more so. Well, it seems like that's what you just did, isn't it? How did you come here? Truth be told. It's weird having Dirk suddenly show up, acting all paternal. Yeah, of course, forgotten about it. No, that's not true. I'm probably trying to forget about it on purpose. It's like when they want something to be a topic, they won't shut up about it, but you're telling me he went like 10 plus years without ever mentioning it to anyone ever? He went through the entire Apollo Justice game without referencing it once? It's just so hard to get your head around. Mr. Dirk. Come help your boss do some shit there. Need to get my hand on the Founder's Orb. I thought you said you already had it. That was in the intro, wasn't it? Well, Sacred Treasure. That's where you come in. Are you lying, or is that at some other point in time? Oh no, she thinks like I do. So he's lying? It wouldn't be hard for them to show that they still have it. No one's seen hide nor hair off the orb in some time. Why is that? It was a bluff, but maybe it's gone missing? Or maybe you're trying to get them to bring it out to prove they still have it, and that'll reveal it to you so you can actually steal it? What are you going to do if you don't find it? Can't really back down. Yeah, amazing plan. I doubt he was exactly the same back then. I read something about this in the newspaper a while back. You guys stealing a sacred treasure from Temple's treasure room. Is this tying into case 1? We didn't lay a finger on the orb. Is that what that understanding guy was doing in that box? Enemies found a way to keep us on our toes. It's a setup. Not hard to believe considering last case. However, my compatriot has been hot on the orb's trail. That's Arbol. His hard work finally paid off. Is in Korean village. But why? There's spirit mediums there. They even have direct relations with Korean. Now, not to beat a dead horse like I was complaining about last time, but they keep calling Maya a foreigner. So why would they do that if they had direct relations with Korean? Makes no fucking sense. And they never mention Korean in Korean village. It's kind of hard to say them differently, but I don't get that at all. Some doctor of archaeology has the orb. Archie Buff. This reminds me of the Dr. Gray thing. I've already made contact with him, but why is it there? Someone asked the doctor to study the orb. Is it going to be a thievery case like the turnabout, the stolen turnabout? This guy will just hand the orb over. You could just take it by force. You are a rebel. Already promised to do so. He knew it had been stolen and wanted to do the right thing. How old is he? Isn't he older than Dirk even? No. I thought he looked older. This guy's 64. Archaeologist in Korean village. He's asked by someone to study the orb. He's here too. I guess he never said he's here, but I want you to be present as my lawyer when I take possession of the orb. Nope. I haven't seen you in years, and you waltz in here asking for favors. You don't get to make the decision for me. So when is Phoenix going to come into this? Talking about rebels and legendary treasure. So Trucy basically just strong-armed him into doing it. I'll charge my standard fee. What's so important about it anyway? Founder is always depicted as a faceless spirit medium. Is that supposed to be Ami Faye, even though it would make no sense if it was? Founder, Holy Mother, never show her face. Consider the greatest taboo in Koreanism. I wonder why, because they don't want to reveal their own retcon inconsistencies. What could she have looked like? They don't want to trace her lineage to the Faye family for some reason. It was discovered during an excavation 8 years ago. Interesting legend that goes with it. There's a riddle to the orb, and that anyone who can solve it will receive immense spiritual power from the founder herself. Yeah, exactly. But the people who live there are inclined to believe it. Need to get our revolution started. Why? Why do you need that? Spiritual power and the legal authority to rule over Korea. I guess they would accept that in a de facto way, but couldn't Maya just do that? I'm more powerful than the queen, so you can have a spirit channeling competition to see who's stronger. Because the queen's supposed to be the only one who can do it, and then if Maya's stronger, she wins the throne. All to herself. Now that's what I call being a master of Kurain, literally. Anyone can become king or queen. That's why you think it'll help you overthrow the Garan regime. Only the rulers of Kurain have ever laid eyes on the orb. Maybe it doesn't even exist then. You're a rebel, but you believe them on that? It bestows immense spiritual power. Perhaps. You do know who Maya Fey is, right? Because she doesn't even need a damn orb. Question mark. National treasure, none but those in the royal family. It's going to turn out to be a made-up myth. It's not even going to be a real thing. 8 years ago, though, huh? He did agree to do the case. I guess that's why he's being more serious. I guess how far is Korean from here? Maybe it's portrayed as not being very far. But he didn't know the troubles the office was having before he got here. In a different sense than you probably mean, but... Oh god, she's taking that dad thing too far. Don't tell me you brought that from Korean. I don't see how that would even be possible. He's being all cold towards him, but... It's a picture of what? Is that him? Or, oh, his father, his biological father, who we never saw in any way. I think they just mentioned him. 23 years since he passed away. Now, why is that number 23 significant? Because it's also when the queen was killed. So that might have something to do with it. Did he do it? He doesn't even know that? Jove Justice. Jove Justice. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. Jove Justice? You must have known that, Apollo. He eloped with Thalassa Grammare. Musician, and... So... That's why they eloped, because she was the singer, right? Thalassa Grammare. She hasn't had a chance to give it to you. I suppose. Search high and low to find that. But he's not from Korean, is he? He must be from here. US or Japan. You never met him. I guess you couldn't have, right? He died when you were like 2 or 3 or something. Dad's Arbol, member of the Dragons, right-hand man. He always laughs at just about anything. So he's older than Dirk. Not by much. Went through all the trouble, so take it. Photo of my father. It's gonna have to be relevant to the case somehow. It's just him with a guitar. I'm assuming he's in Korean, even though you wouldn't think it. I don't see why that's gonna be important to anything. It's 23 years. Bellies are full. What do you say we hit the road? So we go to Korean village without Maya? Yeah, I was just gonna ask that too. Wait, he came back? What's going on? So we're gonna go back again to Korean? Or maybe we're gonna do it here under the safety of our own legal system. Because of all the shit that went down? Shouldn't they have been back by now? That is so odd that they came back. I mean, Athena, she probably got lost. Let's go looking for them. Go to Korean village, but you kind of need Maya to get in there, don't you? It would be kind of rude to just barge in. Apparently Dirk isn't worried about being spotted here. At least change what you're wearing, goddammit. Can't you wear civilian clothes? Tell me more about the orb. They say the Holy Mother will return when the riddle of the orb is solved, and she will bestow great power on whoever accomplishes the feat. If I could channel spirits if I had such power. Do you want to do that, Apollo? Is that a secret fantasy of yours? Channel your dad? Then you wouldn't even be able to talk to him. Could write each other notes. He was a fine young man, cheerful and fun. Had a big booming singing voice, so that suits Apollo just fine. He was a grown-up version of you. So he looked just like you, but grown up. But how old was he when he died? If he died 20 years ago, he might have been the same age as I am now, Apollo. I don't get that statement. Let me see that again. Looks-wise, he was a grown-up version of you. He's saying that like I'm a kid. How old was he when he died? He couldn't have been much more than 20-something. That's odd. They probably won't tell me how old here. Witness transfer of the orb. Other party is an archaeologist. So is the archaeologist going to get killed and it's going to get stolen? That would be an interesting victim situation, kind of like Dr. Gray, the middleman. Where the motive isn't really to kill the guy, it's just that they want something else out of him. This does look very similar to how it did in the originals. Justice for all, mainly. Got all the huts, you got the mountain, you got that big stone. Morgan Fay's gonna be long gone, though. So who is the master in the meantime? I guess nobody? Until Maya comes back. So Apollo's never been here, I suppose. Peaceful place where murder was committed before. Nothing beats the mountains. So again, Dirk is not worried about being spotted by anybody. So live in the mountains. How old were you back then anyway? Those were the days. Where was the mother or your wife? You didn't have one? Well, why exactly did he end up being adopted by you? They didn't really explain that, did they? Like, Thalassa had you with Justice, and then just dumped you there? Like, why? She couldn't take care of you? Or they eloped together? They never said that, but it's possible. His dad and Sodomy's as well. You don't even know Sodomy, do you? Wait, they never even said that, so you just inferred it from the picture that's in his memory? They never even said that. Maybe on the way here. I guess she saw him in case 2. Oh, the bus ride. Okay, thank you for that. But how come this didn't come up in case 2 then? You'd think it would have been mentioned. What was Apollo like as a kid? Full of piss and vinegar, just like he is now. He and Nayuda would run on the open fields, naked as jaybirds. You can get pictures of him posing in his birthday suit. Sodomy used to be like that too? Wait, that means Apollo is older than Sodomy, isn't he? By a little bit. Or maybe they're the exact same age, 25. He looks way older though. Maybe it's his hair color. 2 of them would end up with leeches on their butts and cry like babies. He's trying to embarrass them. Yeah, another time, another time. It's gonna be hard, like I said, you gotta have Pearl and Maya. Why is Emma here? I just love how much back and forth traveling there's been. Like, everyone was in the US, then they went to Korean, then they came back. So Emma's gone back and forth like twice now. She was here for case 2, then she went back for case 3, now she's back for case 5, then she'll go back again later if we go back there. Also for case 5. It's too much. The prosecutor went, he was here for case 2, then he went back for case 3, then he came back for case 4, then he'll go back again for case 5. If he's not here already. Scientific detective. Forensics expert. Although you weren't that impressive in case 3. So the archaeologist just got killed. So he's already dead, and the orb was stolen. See Dr. Buff? Of course we are. We'll settle for seeing his corpse. Dr. Buff to Dr. Gray. Although Dr. Gray was a real doctor. Oh, well, if he was dead, she probably wouldn't smile like that. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth? I haven't heard that one before. Mass transit and electronic communication. The country's infrastructure is really advanced compared to Ukraine. He's trying to avoid him and grift him at every turn. I don't know why they're so hard pressed to find cases when they're like the most famous law office in the world now. They should be. After everything Phoenix has done. Should be the doctor. Let's go follow Emma. What if he doesn't have it? Well, I know that Emma's older than him, so he must be 26 or something. Probably 25. What if he doesn't have it? What if he came here for nothing? At least I got to see you. Yeah, nice, nice. Yeah, but that's not really why you came here. Stop pretending. So nothing new, right? I presented everything. Let's examine this courtyard. Or whatever you want to call it, entryway. It's like a phone booth. This is where they called the cops, right? When Dr. Gray was murdered. Bus stop made of wood. Both really old. You never see phone booths in the city anymore. This is glass box for. But for a different reason, right? They're probably outdated here because we all have cell phones. They're outdated there because they haven't gotten there yet. They're too primitive. It's the same thing. Nothing to see. Are they going to mention Morgan Fay at all? Or Maya's mother? Or anything from the previous story? A roof? Did it look like I was clicking on the roof? Of course, Japan. But you're not even from Japan. Samurai with top knots, ninjas, mascot. These examination areas are so broad. I click like here and it talks about the roof. What does it have to do with the roof? What is that? A tree? Oh, the mountains, of course. I was clicking on the tree. We used to live high in the mountains to escape from the government. So he was already a rebel at that point, which makes sense. Old mountain hut is still there. Now you're in your old office, which is a total obvious place to look. Come back to Crane anytime. I'm sure we'll be there during this case. It'd be odd if we never go back and we just solve the case here. Although I would feel safer doing that here. Trying to take down the government, but how would you do that? I didn't think Phoenix would be coming back. I thought we'd be coming to join him there. This is some mystical stone that's very important. Boulder towering in the sky. Karain boulder, I remember that. Spirit dwells within it. Whose spirit is it supposed to be? Animism? Spirits dwell within inanimate objects. Worshipping such objects is similar to like the Magatamas and stuff. He just knows more about it than you. I guess that's that. This is completely not what I expected. So maybe it'll be like 1 day of investigation here and 1 day of trial here, and then we'll go back to Karain and do 1 day of investigation there and 1 day of trial there. That would be the coolest way of doing it. And it would justify their inhibitions about doing investigations multiple days because they seem to think, just based on how it's been written, like you should be able to find everything the first day. There shouldn't be anything new to find the second day if it makes sense and if you're thorough about it. So unless something major changes, like that's our wall, you see his hideout and stuff, there wasn't really much new to find on that second day of investigation in case 3. So they seem to be hesitant to do multi-days of investigation. So this will give them the excuse because it's in 2 different areas. That might be what they do. So once again, everything has to tie together. This guy is Apollo's like foster father. Maya's gonna be the master of Karain, also ties in with the country of Karain itself. Sorry if I'm saying those the same way, it's kind of hard to put the H in there, but whatever, you know what I mean. The country and the village, and they don't acknowledge Ami Faye, so maybe that'll be a thing that ties in, because I kept complaining about that. Maybe the faceless Holy Mother is supposed to be Ami Faye, even though they don't acknowledge that she was a real person, or that Ami was like, that Maya is a descendant of her, otherwise that would give her kind of power and royal status, which they clearly didn't want to do. They didn't even want to acknowledge that she had channeling powers, but they let her try, and then it turned into the whole key to that third case. Very reminiscent of Justice for All Case 2, though. So he has a study in the village? That's odd. Did they build this just for him? Dr. Buff's study? Like, why is this here normally? Shelves go from floor to ceiling. It kind of reminds me of Edgeworth's office. The way that he gets Gumshoe to fix all his books for him. Lots of artifacts, true archaeologist paradise. So many relics are swinging onto the floor. So the way Emma was talking, it's not like he's dead already. But he will be now or something? Well, then why was Emma here? So that white outline. What do you think, Apollo? You never seen a crime scene before? Never mind, he must be dead. Why was she smiling before that? Dude. Why were you like smiling and saying, oh yeah, I'll take you right to him? What's wrong with you, Emma? What the fuck? You had me completely taken in that he wasn't dead yet. Avalanche of books that knocked him off his ladder, leaving it an accidental death, which it obviously won't be. I guess that's true. She doesn't have to always do murder cases. You seem pretty happy about it when you were walking here. Something you want to tell us, Emma? Father killed by his own books. How convenient. And I'm sure the orb is nowhere to be found. How can he transfer ownership? But since when does he own it? Like, why does he own it? Who gave it to him? Oh, he just found it in his studies, probably. Naturally. Please tell us what happened. So we'll solve the accident, and it'll turn out to not be an accident. Obviously. What do you think about my badge? What'd she say? Your badge, huh? Not as impressed with Phoenix. Kind of lost its luster. It's like they're a married couple who are sick of each other now after a few years of marriage. Who knows? There could be other people's prints on it too. That's true. Hand it over, buddy. See, Phoenix resists it, but he gives into it easily, like he wants it. So she doesn't like that as much. She wants what she can't have. What do you think about the orb? Is it gone missing? Ancient relics are highly fascinating, scientifically. Tests you can run, CT scans, electron microscopy, chemical analysis. List goes on and on. If you ever do find one, you better bring it to me straight away. Don't come without sacrifices. But she didn't tell me anything about it. I sure like to shove things in people's faces. Depends what kind you're talking about. Well, I present everything just so I don't miss any flavor dialogue. It's true. Doesn't have anything to do with anything. Well, you're here. Don't I have your permission? They seem to like doing that to you in this game. You can't look around until you talk to them. Like Inga prevented you from looking around the palace altogether at that point, and who else? Rafa prevented you from looking around before talking to her a couple times. Doctor died in an accident. Pile of books. I mean, that could still be the cause of death, falling from the ladder, but we could look at the formation of how the books fell off, like which ones fell off the shelf, to see if they've been planted or if they naturally fell from that height. It would have to be in a very precise formation. Fell from the top of the ladder. So how high does it go up? You can barely see. Looks like the books keep going even beyond that, so how would you reach those? Apparently he triggered an avalanche of books while fumbling to reach one. That sent him to a fatal fall onto the hard floor. Wish he was doing something he loved. Kind of like a soldier being killed in line of duty. It's not like that at all. Nope. So she'll die checking fingerprints, and Apollo will die shoving a badge in someone's face. Whoever it was, it seems they wanted to remain anonymous because it was the same person who killed him and the same person who stole the orb, probably. So no witnesses? Some people would rather... Oh, we've never seen that happen in the entire series. I guess Yanni Yogi kind of did that. He canceled his first day testimony. Well, it's just taken then. Where is it? Steal it. We're here to get the orb, and I'm sure it's gone missing. Can we look around yet, or not? Jesus Christ. Gotta make everything as linear as possible. No choice at all. Pops had an agreement with the doc. Supposed to hand over the sacred relic, which we don't even have a picture of, so he must have pictures of it somewhere if he was studying it. Even he's shocked that he called him Pops. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Just find it. I mean, you're a rebel who just does whatever you want, so shouldn't you just take it without asking? Legal agreement. Don't tell him he's a rebel. Don't call him Dirk. Make up a fake name. I guess she doesn't recognize it, even though she was just in Karain, and even though they were talking about it in the fucking court. Is she stupid? Or maybe she doesn't care that he's a rebel. He's to practice law. I'm taking a break. Volunteer work. Dude, she was just there. Maybe she knows and she's acting dumb. Why would that be such a surprise to her? It's not like she knows Apollo that well. You should know the people you work with a little better, Emma. Don't you think that would have hurt Sodomy's reputation and career? Like the fact that... See, they originally said he was sent there by Dirk or whatever as a mole. Like he's supposed to change things from within and help them. But don't you think Karain would have a problem with him being such a beloved prosecutor? So he's acted all loyal. He's put on a good act, I suppose, to seem like he's on Karain's side when he's helping his dad, even though he's not. Maybe by sucking so bad and losing every case he's a part of. Although 2 of the cases he lost have had nothing to do with Crane in the first place, cases 2 and 4. Dude, you were just there. There must be posters of him everywhere. Did you see him on the news? How he just took over a TV station? I think that is such dumb writing. If she genuinely doesn't know, she could just be pretending. She was just there, wasn't she? Why wouldn't you just make up a fake name? Middle-aged man with long hair and an eye patch? You don't see that every day. You probably did see it every day on a wanted poster in Korean. I don't like how dumb they're making her seem here, too. It's like, why does every character in the series have to be dumb? Like the gumshoe effect. She was just in Korean, working for law enforcement. She didn't see any depiction of Dirk or any references. Even the name Dirk doesn't stand out to you. That's literally what he's called in there. He could have made up a fake name that sounded similar for comedic effect, but like, instead of Dirk, it's Jerk, J-H, whatever. But like, dude, she was just working in Korean for law enforcement. She works with sodomy a lot, even in case 2, they were working together. How can she be that dumb? Just find it. It's an orb. Something circular. Yeah, real helpful. Just take them all. It'll end up being something. It could be that thing right on the top there. See that circular thing that looks like a planet? Could be that. Help me with my investigation. But it's not even a murder, it's an accident. So I don't have any vested interest until I prove it was foul play. Be like hunting for buried treasure. So now we can finally examine. What do you think of my dad? Did I already show her? Yeah. Okay. So no new profiles or anything, right? Emma, a detective. She finally became a forensic investigator. Officially, apparently. So we can rotate a little bit. 2 sides. That's the statue like of Ami Faye from Trials and Tribulations, isn't it? Keep bringing her up. Doctor fell from the top of the ladder. From that height, a fall would probably kill anyone. Except your paratrooper buddy, Dad's Arball. He'd find a way to parachute down. Guess you could say he climbed all the way to heaven. It's kind of an odd thing to say, Jersey. At least you're giving that he went to heaven. The bird, it looks more like a plane. It's Superman. Couldn't be any planes back when this was made. How do you know when it was made? Wings in both horizontal and vertical stabilizers. Oh god, it's like the ladder versus step ladder thing. It's exactly what that was. Bunch of shoes. Oh, it's like multiple stories. Wait, there must be an entrance on this floor too. There's a back door. So how did you get in? You got in from somewhere up above. Yeah. That might be important somehow. The killer came through that locked door. It's a what? 2-tone jacket? It's a bit damp, someone might have worn it. Pair of glasses on the little pyramid. Very archaeology themed. I like it. Appear to be your ordinary run-of-the-mill glasses. Well, she's not as smart as we thought, so maybe we gotta be a little more thorough anyway. She didn't even do the blood work last case. Can we actually use the computer? Password protected, so we have to find it somewhere. Not quite. Like yours back at the office. Now she can find out. That's basically what a mind reader would be. Unlocking somebody's thoughts. This nice little glass. I see the entire study from outside. Different kind of concentration. Around his desk. Yeah, that's true. So it'll be one of those things where the killer was looking inside, but you couldn't have seen him because of the desk or something. It's a bloody book. It's where he died. Fell right onto his head and probably died instantly. Almost instantly. Some blood on the book. But what's that dark stain? I thought that was blood. I didn't see the other part. Coffee. Still damp, so it must have gotten on there recently. Perhaps even last night. It's a big window, big enough for someone to see inside. That's how the local resident reported his death saw him. Okay, that's one way to explain it. Doctor's body was visible from outside. A passerby called in earlier. Still only a few hours old. And this morning. So we don't know exactly when he died, sometime at night. So nobody heard it. You'd think you would hear such a big fall of the books. And then the ladder didn't fall at all, apparently. It might be like cemented down somehow. Doctor fell, hit his head on the floor and died. Blood and coffee stains. I bet he didn't die by accident. Diagram of the doctor's study. Note the bookcase, large window, and second floor area. We can see that whenever we want now. So that coffee's gonna be a big clue somehow. I don't know how though. There's a tree out there, there's a back entrance. Or is that's the public entrance that we came from. So wait, where's the other entrance they were talking about? Is it the one on the bottom right? Or the spiral staircase? Is that what it's supposed to be? I can't really make stuff out too good. Or whatever, there's at least one entrance on there. Why does this look familiar? Clay figure. Isn't that like a boss in some Zelda game or something? Exterminate, exterminate. Must be a reference to something. Destroy all targets. I swear that looks super familiar from some other game. It's a brown stain on the scroll. Why does it smell like gravy? It's meant to be there. And it would last that long? I didn't even catch the pun. What is it? Food splatter art. I don't get the pun. Inspire a great... Oh, wait, groovy? That didn't even... Okay. Some kind of bird. Animal drawings on the floor. They look like famous geoglyphic things. There's the chalk outlines detectives draw around bodies. Doctors has just joined them. That's what I call dedication to one's own field. It was on purpose, but not by him. Or maybe, like case 3, it was. Maybe he committed suicide. That solves the whole thing. Never knew that could be a theory to a murder case. That is a new one. Well, I was looking at the other thing, but okay. Look, it's one of the doctor's notebooks. There's something about the orb in there. Maybe there is. Mitama motif from Kurain founding period. When dragon and tiger battle, the founder offers divine protection. The butterfly embraces the Mitama. The favor of the orb is bestowed. Isn't that from case 1? When we saw that thing? The little storage case that the understanding guy used. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire, only then shall she return, descending upon us in all her glory. The founder bestows the greatest power known. The photo of the treasure box, the one from Temple's treasure room. Must be research on the founder's orb. So I can't remember how case 1 ended, but did they say it was missing? But that guy didn't take it? Or did they not even mention it, where it went? What was inside? What's on the right page of the poem? Let's see. Performed at the Dance of Devotion. It's been sung during Kurani's rites of offering since ancient times. But wait. Descending? The orb was only found 8 years ago, so it couldn't be referencing the orb specifically. Legend associated with the song. Solution to the orb's riddle is contained therein, but they didn't even know about the orb until recently, or they didn't see it themselves. Not much of a way to keep a secret, but it's a riddle, of course, that only Phoenix can solve. Hiding in plain sight. Dr. Buff's notes contain the second half of the song. Only the first half is sung during the Dance of Devotion. Most people haven't even heard the second half. So we must have heard that in testimony or somewhere in the first case, because it seems familiar. Especially the butterfly thing. Offer thy prayers. Yeah, he's getting the whole song. Song of Ceremony. So that first case ties in pretty well then. Unfortunately, cases 2 and 4 were just completely out of nowhere. Spiral staircase where you came from? Connected to a hallway and an entrance. Why do you have to put the second floor so high up? It's kind of equal distance to where he fell off the ladder, it looks like. You should be in a room with a dead body that fell down from somewhere. He's hilarious. Well, don't have him climb that ladder then. Especially in the presence of a dead person. Visitor's entrance is on second floor. What an odd layout for a house. I didn't know it was a house. I thought it was his office. I guess both in one. There's our Ami Faye reference that we've been waiting for the whole goddamn game. So it must be her after all. The Holy Mother. These are all the same thing. Some kind of dinosaur relic. So taking his coffee breaks here. It's a filter with old coffee grounds in here. So I'd better clean this up. Don't mess with the crime scene. Have you on coffee duty back at your office. It's an instinct. He's conditioned to do it. Wonder if Athena used that psychological trick on him. It's a golden statue, looks pretty old too. Oh, he hasn't seen it before. I imagine it has great archaeological value. Yeah, too bad Luke Amy didn't try to steal that instead of the urn. Too great for a private researcher. Wonder how he got his hands on it. Is that going to tie into the auction of Blaze the Best? Was he a member of that auction? That would be awesome actually if it did. That would be so cool. He went to the auction and bought it. I can't remember if it was in there, but it would make sense. Wall relief. Depicts spirit channeling by the Holy Mother. Yeah. Left blank with the rest is detail. Do you know some researchers claim the Holy Mother had 3 eyes? Third eye was able to divine the truth like the gods above. Right on her forehead. Like you said, you shouldn't believe everything you hear. Good one, Apollo. I think you can look at that skull. Maybe not. Briefcase and the urn. It caused all the trouble in case 2 and 3. Well, Pearl Frey. So she fixed it back together. Okay, so Pearl Frey broke it in case 2 of Justice for All. And then it was stolen in case 2 of Trials and Tribulations. And that's when the pink paint got on it by Adrian Andrews. So it's been through a lot. Find someone's name. So nobody else knows that. Really help if Maya was here with you. You should have picked him up first from the airport. Or did Maya not come back with him for some reason? Because school kids put their names on things. It's just an urn, and the name is so big, it's obviously significant to the thing, dude. To the spirit channeling. I wrote my name on my magic panties. Right, you should have put Trucy. So that when someone steals it, they know who to give it back to when they're done with it. I forgot who even stole it. That's one big suitcase. It's locked. Is it the doctor's? Someone left it here last night. So you'd think the orb should be right around the statue. Or it could be in here. Might have had a visitor. That sticker there, you only see those on airport luggage. Its owner is likely from overseas. But why would they just leave it here? Someone left it here last night and they left their sticker on there. Unless we can open it to see what's inside. Is it gonna be You're Not Me, Emma Sky, Forensics Expert Extraordinaire? You won't find the word impossible in your handbook. Maybe she's got a split personality too, like that guy in the last case, Uendo. Like he'd leave his fingerprints if he was really trying to cover his tracks. They belong to Inga. He came here and killed the guy and stole the orb. Blow any excess off. So I get to choose where to put it to. Where would I expect to find prints on a suitcase? Like on the handle? What if we just blow? No, we can't. Dust? Wait, why does it... Doesn't look like there are any prints here. Really? Wait, what? Huh? Wait. Maybe the other one? It would have to be here. I'm confused by how this menu works. Hang on. Am I supposed to... Oh, I have to actually put this shit. At least they don't make you blow it like into the mic. Wait, I'm confused. You first find the place you want to put the dust. You put the thing, and then you blow it. What the hell is this? This is way different than it was before. Doesn't look like there are any prints here. I mean, it might be in some weird spot, but... Am I messing up the order? Like, okay, first you put the dust. Then you analyze it. Looks like there's still some dust there even though I reset it. You put the dust. Then you blow it. And then you analyze it? What the fuck am I doing? Could be on the stickers themselves. Could be on this handle. I thought I tried that, though. I'm trying to put it on there. Then we blow it. Then we analyze it. Apply the powder to where I think some of the prints might be and blow any excess off. I mean, I'm just stuck on the handle. Why can't I do it here? It might be too obvious, but this is just kind of... It could be in some other spot. I just thought since it's like tutorializing it, it shouldn't make it too hard. Why can't I even do it? What am I even looking at? Like, what? It's not even letting me do it. Am I soft locked? I'm trying to dust it. Did I run out of dust? So I just fail? Reset should give it back. What is this? Moving active area. So now... What? Is that what I'm looking for? What is this then? Oh god, why isn't it working? It's not letting me dust. I don't know. So we're going to the handle. We were able to dust it before, and now we can't. So I think I might have just bugged it out. Can I even save it here, like in case I have to? What the fuck? Apply the powder. I'm trying to dust, it's not working. What the hell is happening? It's just gonna be Phoenix's bag somehow or something. Weird like that, like he came home early. Is this actually a bug? Maybe I used up all the... What? I don't even know what's happening. Oh, you have to blow it to get it back? Like we're absorbing it back? So maybe I put it in places I shouldn't have? I'm very confused, but... There's no prints on the handle. What is this? It's gonna be somewhere weird. How do I like move this without... And why is he blowing in a totally different direction? I don't get any of this. He's blowing like to the middle. I don't know. I don't like this. Let's put it on there. I just... He said like it was obvious. Where would I expect to find them on a suitcase? It's not on the handle. I just... Nothing? You would think it would be on the handle. Maybe it's on one of these things. I feel like it's not very intuitive the way they're showing this, but... So... Maybe I can look first and then... I'm very confused. Oh, it's supposed to be like on the handle. I see it, I think. Wait, it does look like there are prints here. What are you talking about? Use more powder to get a clear print. You can't zoom in or anything, can you? I forgot you're supposed to be able to see them even when you're not. And it's always like off center the way it does it. Use more powder. Now we did it. This one isn't clear enough for a match. Where else could someone leave prints behind? How might someone handle a suitcase? Start by considering what you do with them. Wheeled or carried, they can be open and closed. Look for prints that would be left at these times. Which I already tried to do, but okay. So you have to already be able to see it. Like on there. I don't know, I feel like you should be able to zoom in. You really can't zoom in. It wasn't there. It would be here. I can't tell if there's meant to be something there. I can't believe that. Maybe I just can't see it. And there are some? I don't fucking know. Doesn't look, doesn't look. The only bad thing about this is like... It's just not very clear. Maybe it's on the inside. But it wasn't any of those. It said how you open it. So it would be like on one of these two. Fuck. I hate how it blows at such a weird angle too. Oh my god. Just the way they have the setup is very odd. Can I use a consultation here? Fuck. Can't Emma just do it for me? Holy shit. I know it's trying to tutorialize it, but damn. Blow that shit. So those ones are pretty clear to see. So it wasn't those. I don't see any other ones anywhere. What? The fuck? I don't know. It's kind of odd. Maybe I'm just missing it. Or maybe there was another one here that I could look at. Doesn't look like there are prints here. Really? It does look like there are prints here. You could just say they're not clear enough or something. This is weird, isn't it? How might someone here might be opened? Okay, where the fuck would it be open? At least if it let me save here, I could do it later. Now I have to do it right now because it's shit. Okay, so he opens it from one of these things. Are you fucking serious? This is just annoying. Dust, blow, analyze. I don't see anything. This thing, same thing. Dust. Blow. Analyze, I don't see shit. I feel like he's on the other handle, but I can't see anything. I don't think this one's meant to be hard or confusing. It's just the way they're showing this is very unclear. Even those I couldn't see for a while. I just like put it in the middle here. I don't fucking know. It just feels very unintuitive. Some of these mechanics are really bad. How did it feel better in the original? Maybe nostalgia, but I'm not even saying it was that good there. It was annoying to have to blow it and shit, but it's like, damn, dude. There's a little thing there. I might have to come back and do this later. I'll just leave it open. Too bad it doesn't even let you save it here, so if I can't figure it out, I'd have to do all this over again. Like if I had to quit. Let's see. Exit that. And get my image up. You can't zoom in, so it's so hard to tell. You have to dust it for fingerprints or whatever. So there's some there. Let's see. So it's somewhere other than the handle. go like this. So this we've already tried. Doesn't look like there's prints. It does look like that to me, but this one isn't clear enough. Where else could they be? Considering what you do with them, they might be left at those times when you're opening or closing it. So it should be on this other handle or one of the locks or something. So like right here. Doesn't look like there's any prints. Maybe if I dust it first. Analyze. Nothing. I guess the idea is you're supposed to be able to see it with the naked eye first before you dust it. But I don't see anything else. Something to do with opening it. This is amazing. So it's not the top thing. It's not going to be on the bottom. I don't see anything there. This handle doesn't have anything on it. Maybe it's that middle section behind the handle. It's weird how he blows it too. Nothing. Nothing. Maybe it's the front portion, like right there. Right in the middle here. It's kind of an odd place for fingerprints, but I guess there's nothing there either. Maybe it's on one of these stickers. That wouldn't really be very intuitive. As if this is what I would get stuck on out of all the things in the game so far. This is the greatest mystery right here. Let me try the stickers then. It's just that they say it's something to do with... What? I don't see anything there. Oh, now I see it. Okay. I was just randomly clicking. I mean, they really should put a zoom function. Please be the end of this. Someone who would have paid Dr. Buff a visit. Probably Phoenix. Emma Sky, no. Oh, is it Dad's Arbol? I'm sure he didn't kill him though. I don't think we've done this since the first game. Oh no, we might have done it in the last one too, but... He did stop by, so it must have happened after that. Include the orb transfer agreement. Why didn't he just take it then? He's the one who forgot his suitcase here. Oh, is he gonna be the prime suspect then? We have to defend him. I haven't heard from him. He's not answering his phone. That would be stupid of him. May have run into him earlier. I guess they don't recognize them. She doesn't even know who Dirk is, apparently. When one of my officers approached her, he took off like a shot. So he would have been a witness or a suspect. Aren't all like him, I swear. Are we still in the village somewhere? I don't know why he would wait around. So he went through the trouble of doing the agreement, but he didn't even pick up the thing. The orb isn't here. Maybe he already took it. I'm sure the killer took it, though. Might be in the village. I don't know why he would hang around. I don't want to do those stupid fingerprint things again, ever. I couldn't see a damn thing. I think we've examined everything pretty much. So something with this Ami Fae thing is going to be revealed. We'll have to prove that the Holy Mother is actually Ami Fae. And that'll turn their whole culture upside down. Which is why they don't let you show her face. Something like that. And then Maya can become the new queen or something. I don't think I presented anything. Research on the Song of Ceremony and the box. So we saw this in case 1. That's how we caught that first guy. It's the diagram. So the one entrance is outside. The public entrance. So I can't quite tell where the other entrance is. I think it's on the bottom. I'm sure they'll explain it later. And what is this one? The doctor fell, hit his head, and died. Blood and coffee on the book. Maybe it was his wish to die under his beloved books. Okay. A big pile of evidence from my past cases. Oh, murder weapons and photos of dead bodies. I guess Mia Fey got that wish because she died from the thinker. Being buried in the tools of the trade. Okay, same old stuff. Can we show stuff to Dirk again? Before we probably hear it. Let's see what he thinks about the situation. Show him the study. Show him the this is just generic dialogue. I used to try that whenever I had nothing else to say. Like, you have anything to add right now? A little bit of father-son bitterness going on. I guess the ages match up at least. But they didn't really have to do this. Make him father and son. Feels like such a random thing. Who's this? Paul S. Addison. Addison. It's somebody asking for votes. Paul Addison, savior of Korean, has come to. It's you people. What is it? Glory of Korean. What do you call them? Palanquins? I would have never guessed that. He finally left his house. What were you doing there? Oh, he's running for mayor or governor or something? He knew the doctor. Memorize the names and faces of the entire electorate here in Curry. King of this fine nation. But this isn't a nation, this is just a town, isn't it? Does he mean the actual Korean country? Because they're two separate things. This guy's gonna be like Florent Nobel, isn't he? Annoying. Soon to be eminent politician, man whose name will go down in history. Should be ashamed that you never heard of me. I mean, Emma hasn't even heard of Dirk, so can't be too mad about that. Nope. Seat on the local council right now. My election is a sure thing, I'm told. Grandfather was a famous politician with untold influence. Why not your father? Why, you skipped a generation? Rider of his grandfather's coattails. Well, you can't speak because you grow up in a family line of magicians. You don't get to say that. Resplendent glory that is me. A pleasant day to you, good people of Crane. He's gonna be a witness or something? Can he bring this thing to court? Imagine he testifies like this. How they wheel this shit in. Convenience store on every corner. I don't know why they're acting like it's a different... I think they're confusing Karain village to the country of Karain, which is an easy mistake to make. Vote for happier, hopier Karain village. Turn off that infernal racket, you fool. You're a stain on your grandfather's good name. Only here's what he wants to hear. It's in the doctor's house. Just going to meet him, pick up an orb. There's nowhere else to go, right? Nothing new to examine. You can't examine his cart thing. Palanaquin or whatever you call it. See what he thinks about me being a lawyer. I don't know when Phoenix is gonna get involved here. I'm shallow. Relying on my badge. Who would you be without it? Well, you haven't done that yet. Have you seen this orb somewhere? Squeaky clean candidate. Who don't accept bribes unless they come in unmarked bills. Good advice. This is but a fraction of the political wisdom. Maybe he's not as good as we thought then. I bet I'd be squeaky clean too. Did you know my father? Nope. You know what happened to the victim? You seem to know him or care about him pretty much. This would make more sense if this guy was in the actual country of Karain. What's the best he can do here? Become a governor or a mayor or something? Paul Addison. This is what you ride around in when you're campaigning? Perfect for the narrow roads and steep hills. Yeah, he could be either just a comic relief witness, like some of them are, or an actual killer. Top speed of 5 miles per hour, but suffers from serious reliability issues. Namely, these imbecile tires out too quickly. Oh, the staff. Exhausted and covered in sweat. Yeah, we get the point, dude. Back in the old country. Okay, that makes sense. That might tie into the Queen's killing. And he was born in Karain. There isn't a person... How come we never heard about him when we were talking to Maya and stuff? Living our old country campaigning style. Why don't you go back there? Trucy? Young people, how old are you? You didn't seem that old. Addison. I keep trying to say Addison. He's looking to represent Karain Village. He's the same age as Apollo. His self-confidence is blinding. What business do you people have at Dr. Bluff's house? We just come out and tell him outright. Want the orb from Karain. You tried to get your hands on it, did you? It's sure you already took it? Or you just want it? It's not the Founder's Orb, it's the Crystal of Amife. Same thing, right? Passed down for generations in your family. Till it was stolen by who and when. The doctor hid it away and then kicked the bucket. That doesn't make any sense. Then why would that country claim ownership of it? I've been told the doctor himself said that. He had the Founder's Orb. It's all that weird foreigner's doing. He filled the doctor's head with nonsense. Well, who cares what they call it? Crystal of Amife being the Founder's Orb. Oh, maybe they're confusing two different things for each other. So it might not actually be the Founder's Orb. That's Armall. So where'd he go? So of course everybody just came over here for no reason. He's at the detention center. For what? Stealing the orb? Hiding in my dog's doghouse. He escaped pretty well in the last case though. He parachuted. No, I guess he bumped his head though and lost his memory. Still, Dirk hasn't shown me any actual military combat skills like that guy did. He escaped from a courtroom too. Really after my crystal? We're looking for the Founder's Orb and we have an agreement to prove it. But do you have it with you or are you looking for it? Your benefactor. Who could that be? Don't tell me it's Inga. Ready to support my rise to the pinnacle of the political world. You have immense influence here, you see, and I intend to harness that influence. Give your family heirloom away to this person. Purely political decision. Get the people of Karain to vote for you. Eminent politicians are skilled at leveraging all their connections. Does sound like a realistic proposal though. Tell us the name. What's the benefactor's name? Who would have that kind of influence? Did I present everything to him? All he wanted was the orb for himself, which he refuses to call the orb. Crystal of Amife. Was that the thing that was part of her staff, like on the top of it? I guess it could be something else altogether. Whoops. Okay, that's enough of this guy for now. Let's go to the detention center. This Guy always ends up in the hot seat. Nobody recognizes Dirk, even though he's on the worldwide global news. They seem to know what he looks like, but he's not even wearing a disguise or anything. Foul cogs of the corrupt regime, I have nothing to say to you. Yeah, just don't even use an alias or something. Can't believe he's actually older than Dirk. It just seems a little bit odd. Very interesting. Another mess he's gotten himself into. At least the grub here is pretty good compared to prison back home. 3 squares plus a chance to sleep, or a place to sleep. Just send me back to Crane where I'd face immediate execution. But not him? Shouldn't they know who he is too? Wait. Oh, he does know him from when he was a kid. I forgot. A to the J. All grown up and whatnot. Just do your alley-oop and escape like you did from court. He did it like 2 times. Something we needed to talk to you about. Do you have the orb with you? Probably not. And why didn't we meet Phoenix yet? He was supposed to be coming home from the airport. He's used to it. Anything new to examine here? Same old guard. Completely uninterested in us. You could really do with a disguise. No one would believe. I think they might. Especially since you look exactly like him. Why are you holding that mic? It's a strange urge to speak whenever there's a microphone before me. Defiant dragon shout. Yeah, just confess all your crimes right in there, buddy. And the camera. Hate the feeling of being constantly watched. It seems like you don't care at all who sees you. Not like there's an international arrest warrant out for you. Made quite a splash with that hijacking stunt. Decided a ton of autographs and take a load of selfies before I got to your office. Where? How would they even know who you are? Never mind. What do you think about me being a lawyer, just like my adopted dad? Become a fine lawyer in your own right. How do you even know? Maybe he's been keeping tabs on me? I did beat your sodomy guy. Wouldn't you want Phoenix? Didn't you see what he could do? Doc agreed in writing to hand the orb over, but he kept stalling like he didn't trust me or something. Look who's talking. I don't think Dirk is scary looking at all. In fact, I was even saying they made him look so good that he might turn out to be bad. He almost has that quality about him. Like they're trying to pull you in. Stabbed right in the ego, huh? That's a weird phrase. Just showing it to you, anything I could use, and the slammer is more than welcome. Yeah, these guards don't do anything ever. You can literally channel somebody back from the dead like me, and they won't even flinch. They'll let Francisca take pictures of it, but they won't do anything. Okay, nothing there. About the orb and reason for arrest. What was the doctor? Was what the doctor had really the Founder's orb? Doc was sure of it. Calling it the Crystal of Amife, but what if they're just called the same thing? Maybe just because he wants it to be the orb. He was sure it was the real deal. All his research confirmed it was the Founder's orb. Imagine that, a politician who lies. He even said as much. He wants to give it to Inga to pull the strings. It proves that Doc believed he had the Founder's orb, so he could have still been wrong. He could have been fooled. Orb transfer agreement. I agree to hand over the Founder's orb to the dragons if I will come to no harm. That's more like a threat. If I will come to no harm. Yeah, well, if that's what it takes, you gotta do it. Obviously, he must have. It was the doc's friend. He told the old man us rebels were dangerous. It's his fault, but then he wouldn't have given it to you if he didn't feel that way. Maybe. If I will come to no harm. I mean, something's going on that's bigger than the stupid orb. I guess we'll start with that. Yeah, what did he even do? It's not like he's accused of murdering that guy because it was still an accident, they're saying. Dog-faced cop tried to question me. It was so funny I started laughing. Is it Gumshoe? A human police dog. Caught me hiding in a doghouse. Pooch ratted me out. That's what I get for laughing at one of his doggy comrades. Weren't you cleared of those jailbreak charges, and your capture by Lady Kira deemed unlawful? What does that mean? Back home? Wait a minute. So is he saying they're not after him anymore? He's cleared of jailbreak charges even though he did break out of jail. Right? I forget how it happened. He used his parachute and your capture by Lady Kira is deemed unlawful. I'm kind of confused how he got off with that. Cops here don't seem to like me anyway. They all think I'm an illegal alien? Well, aren't you? If only I had it. Probably in the doghouse? About the orb's whereabouts. Doc's kid knows something. Bit of a shut-in. Poor thing's own bedroom has become like a self-imposed prison. Would be like that Vera Misham or whoever from Case 4. if you behave. The kid obviously isn't going to be that politician. It's somebody else. Not going to be easy, I know. So where is he, though? Anything new to show Dirk? I keep forgetting where I left off with him. I agree to hand over the orb to the Divine Dragons if I come to no harm. He's pretty scared of you. Scary looking stranger, I'd be frightened. Think about projecting a kinder, gentler image. Community outreach programs. They're making him too much of a comic relief character. He gets just around Apollo. They're trying very hard to make you like him, so I sense something dubious there. Nothing new to talk about. Is he going to be in the study? Or somewhere else in the village? At least that guy's gone. This is supposedly a house, too, they said. It's you again. Looking for Mr. Wright? Actually, I was. Really? Do we get to talk to him and see him in first person? I don't think we've done that. Like, see what he looks like. From our point of view, I mean. He was looking for something. Something about how his ride never showed up at the airport. That was supposed to be Athena, right? Maya must be with him, right? Well, we all converged together in a way I didn't expect. When are you gonna prove it wasn't an accident and actually a murder? And then they'll suspect Dad's R-ball or something? Find his passport near the doghouse. Where would his child be, though? Something new in here. That thing. What thing? It's a passport, kid, and a new thing. Wait, he's actually got stuff to say. Not like I need the help. What looks new? Oh, that. A model helicopter. It's a drone. That belongs to the doctor's kid. Is he in here somewhere? Ask him about the orb's whereabouts. Shut in where, though? Shut in here? Okay, that was all that was new. Maybe he'll want that thing back. Not like I need the advice, so let's see. Paul Addison Fellow. He's aiming to be a councilman and beyond. You should know who his grandfather is, then. Some would, but... How big is this village anyway? It was supposedly a small, remote village that nobody cares about. Yeah, he's a little too full of himself, right? But less people want to vote for him, yeah. Just do the old Joe Biden, am I right? Sit in your basement and let the other guy do it for you. Makes me want to get out of here and help him fail. Turned the doctor's study upside down, but never found the orb. If only your right-hand man was more capable, he would have gotten it already. Looks like you're not putting forth the necessary effort or military force into this. That's Orwell should have just stolen it. Who cares? Wait, so I'm looking for his passport. And the kit. So can we go outside and find the doghouse or something? I don't get it. Oh, we're back to the suitcase again? Oh, no, 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 no. Maybe his passport's in there. Should have asked him for the key. Just have Emma pop it open. It's probably right inside the suitcase, but we can't get it open. Is it really that hard? Are you allowed to do that? Okay, so Trucy's gonna take it there. Thing weighs a ton. What could be in there? Filled with bricks or something? Maybe weapons? Packed his dumbbells in there. Showing much too heavy to lug all the way to the detention center. Didn't Emma say she could open it with ease if she wanted to? Yeah, that works too. What did he use? Oh, he just picked it? Wrongly imprisoned compatriots have busted out. Yeah, we get it. You're a good rebel. Good rebel dude. A lot of action for an ex-lawyer. That's the first skill he's shown me. Thank you for that. So he's a lockpicker and a paratrooper at his side. So give him that back. Trucy wants to be useful. Oh, that's her motive. She wants us to be alone. It is kind of a big deal, though. Even bigger that you never mention it. Let's just find the stupid kid. Oh yeah, now you ask that? Fine, he's always fine. Awkward. Great conversational skill. I thought you were the microphone master, like he said whenever he's in front of one. You should be more charismatic than that. Just go look for the kid. What? It must be the kid doing it. Jesus Christ. So it shoots actual bullets? Or are they just dummies? And that's how Apollo died. He will forever be remembered. Invading Buff's airspace, but I was here earlier. Scorching day in Siberia before you get past me. Yellow-bellied yahoos. He's role-playing. What kind of drone is this anyway? I don't know if those are supposed to be real bullets. Sergeant Buff. What the who now? Would make sense. Just destroy the thing and then he'll start crying. He is actually role-playing. Well, you have a real rebel leader with you. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? Imagine this guy gets on the witness stand like this. He starts shooting the judge with bullets. Like, Is this where we're at in the series right now? Sergeant Buck. State your name and occupation. All justice, I serve at the Right Anything Agency. Rank is fledgling lawyer, sir. And I'm Dirk, I'm the rebel leader. Oh, he's laying on a bit thick. I guess he could be pretty old because the doctor's like 60 something. Right, 64. So he could be like 30 plus. One-way trip to the firing squad. Sounds like we're in Korean again. Oh, shit. Cyclops. Of course, nobody knows who this guy is. Yeah, just give your real name, dude. What an amazing guy. Totally trying to hide your whereabouts here. Commandeer Dirk. What's for that ridiculous mop you call a hat? He's not thrown aback by what he just said? He is? He's not bothered by that? Oh, he thinks he's probably just role-playing too. Alright, good. Comic relief. I get it. So are there any other rooms in this place? Oh, you don't know he never goes outdoors. Do we actually have to talk to a drone? Are you serious? Nothing else to look at. He's not even gonna let me. I kind of dislike that mechanic. How they don't let you talk to anybody or examine stuff while you're talking to somebody. He doesn't like being presented evidence either. How many bullets you got in there? Pretty trinkets have no drop and give me 20. No place in my army. Does he not have anything to say about anything? Yet. Oh god, I have to watch this animation every time. Let's just show it to him later then. What would make sense to show him? What do you feel about your dead father? You can see why he'd be on edge now, especially. Never mind the fact that he's a shut-in. If his dad just died, it's like, why would he want strangers in his house, you know? Loitering about. So we're not getting anything from presenting stuff, I suppose. Orb transfer, he agreed to give it to us. Where is it? We've come to collect on your dead father's debts. Okay, let's back out. We have to talk to him. I'm not even saying I wanted to complete the whole first day of investigation, but I thought they'd maybe make this one short. Then a quick day in trial to set up what's going to happen. Then have a long second day of investigation and finish it off in court. It seems like this one's going to be super long. We haven't even seen Phoenix yet. Let's see what this guy's up to. Role-playing Andy. Are you controlling that drone from your room? Why don't we just go in his room? See everything you can do from here. Teen hut. I don't know what that means. You sheltered peaceniks into shape. With his bullets and rockets, maybe? Camera and speakers, you would think it would have to. How else would we be talking to it? With these arms, I can cook and clean too. Speaking of which, you're on latrine duty. Snap to it on the double. It does seem to be something he's drawn to, cleaning the office. By the doctor's kid, equipped with a camera and microphone. Maybe that'll turn out to be the murder weapon. He knocked his dad off with that arm. They had a fight and he used this thing to kill him. That's pretty handy, as the Pine Dragons could use one. He made it himself. Siege defense. That's not very nice of Paul. So what if he doesn't want to leave his room? His dad just died. Chill out. Defending against enemy attack is an age-old military tactic. Timeless strategy still applicable in modern warfare. Don't mock the wisdom of my forefathers. Who hasn't even discharged the firearms got something to say. How come everyone calls him a greenhorn? In this context it maybe fits, but he's been a lawyer long enough. Whoops. Shit. Misclick, misclick, misclick. So we haven't even proven that a crime happened yet. So this is going to be a long road to somewhere. That animation is what makes it take so long. Alright, let's not misclick. Do you know where the orb is? Had an agreement with your father. He had promised to hand over the orb as long as we didn't kill him. Why is he so surprised? He died before he could tell us where it's hidden. Shouldn't we be more sympathetic about the death? All we care about is the orb. Screw your dead father. Look at that. Does he not know that he was dead? He did it. It wasn't an accident. Nothing's an accident in this series. He just doesn't want Paul to say anything. What would an unseasoned rookie like you about I feel? You lost your mother and now your dad. He might even be older than Apollo. We keep calling him a kid, but his dad's pretty old. So this guy could be a witness, and so could the politician guy. She's been gone for some time. Was it the queen? Somehow his mom's gonna end up being that queen who was assassinated. Because everything has to connect with everything. Why? Why do we care about that? Tell us where the orb is, damn it. Passed away about 6 months ago. Okay, it can't be her then. Still living in our apartment in the city. Back then, I had yet to engage my siege defense strategy. Probably somebody broke in and killed his mom. Arson. Blaze the best. It happened so suddenly. Before we knew it, our apartment was... I don't know why this would tie into anything, but let's listen. It happened so suddenly. Before we knew it, our apartment was a sea of flames. We were trapped inside. So 6 months ago. Help never came. What about your dad? Where was he? Kicked out a window and jumped. What? Wait, why though? Just as a last resort. To terra firma with a perfectly executed PLF. I have no idea what any of that means. Okay. It's a 5-point landing technique used by paratroopers. Why is everybody a paratrooper? First that's R-Ball, now the mother. Not that she actually is, but... From that height, she suffered massive injuries and died. How high up were you? Did he say how high up he was? They were in their apartment. Okay, he doesn't say. Person who started the fire. He was immediately apprehended. They say he was standing outside laughing while the building burned. What the fuck? Lost both parents. I don't think he cares about that. It's hard losing both your parents. It's such a... How young is he? I feel like he could be pretty old. You know, he's going through, kind of. Not the exact same thing, but maybe. I can show him something. The fact that he lost your father, but you didn't even know him. It's a little bit different when you're living with them and stuff. Photo of my father in Korean playing a guitar. I wasn't even a year old when he died in a fire. Wait, they never told us that. Is it gonna turn out to be the same person who did it? Everything has to tie in, like always. Like your mother. He died in an arsonist's place. Really? Who? And why? What? We definitely didn't hear about that. Well, I guess so. Still have your mother, don't we? The lost is still alive. Wait, when did she die? Wait, what? When did she die? Is he lying? Disappeared after the fire. Wait. I thought it was Thalassa, and you found out. Wait, what? Isn't it Thalassa Grammare? Wasn't it the Lamior, whoever from the third case in Apollo Justice? Wait, what? I thought we established that. Maybe he's just bluffing and lying. I'm positive we learned who the mother was. Breakdown in the field. Alright, so tell us what the orb is. Corporal, not bad. That's all it took to get promoted. Congratulations. Bringing me some food. That is pretty convenient, just have the drone do everything for you. Sarge, it was saying Sarge the whole time. He always looks like that. The orb. So did that politician steal it? It was here until last night, but he said he was going to hide it somewhere. Perfect timing. Something about a shady character being after it. That's R-Ball probably. Or it could also be the politician. Where do you think he could have hidden it? Somewhere in the village, I'd guess. Found a suitable hiding place. Is it somewhere near the dog house? It was here last night. So he hit it and then he got killed. So somebody came for it and then threatened him. And when he said, oh, I don't know where it is, or I lost it, or I won't give it to you. Okay. My steer towards the right place. What was your father like? Kind as she was courageous. His whole reason for moving was for me. To get you isolated. My siege defense strategy. So you kind of got PTSD or some kind of just shut-in syndrome without the fresh air, and most importantly, coping tactics, I guess you could call them. Most importantly, you're away from people. At least he appreciates that. He even quit his position to move here. Ah, that is pretty nice. Parent must be prepared to sacrifice everything for his child. Two inches tall right now. So he had no motive to kill him. This is like one of those Russell Berry things where they keep lobbing praises on the victim. There could be something on his computer that we're looking for. Everything just reset on me. Sarge, do you ever read these books? Soldiers must have a sense of knowledge. What big battle? When I go back to school. What age is he gonna be? I'm very curious. Latest comics and Hollywood gossip. So a 64-year-old has like a 10-year-old son? I don't get it. You would always have to be like 18 or something. I don't know. What is that thing? The coat again? Somebody's worn it. Yeah, we already established that. So he went out last night to bury it in the doghouse. No, I didn't. Huh. That looked pretty clean. So he did something. Maybe he went somewhere super far away. Late at night. Bears a distinctive yellow and green design. Okay, nothing to examine with it. Bunch of shoes. Maybe this will give us a clue too. Shoes look like they belong to Sarge and his dad. These boots are a little damp, so that also tells us the same thing. There's something inside this one. Maybe he wore them last night. If only we could go outside. Here we go. At least we don't have to fingerprint it. I got my rotating object wish that I wanted, but there's a question mark on the bottom of this boot. Really? I don't see it if there. Oh, it's like kind of subtle. Had this custom made for his archaeological fieldwork. He had the soul of an adventurer. Boot had the soul of an adventurer too. Good one. So there's something in there. Very tough angle to get. What the hell? Wait, the angle is just like almost impossible to get. What? Jesus Christ. Something's giving off a soft glow inside the spook. Looks like a piece of grass. So you're just gonna leave it? Nice. Good investigative work. We get a real look inside if we undid these straps. Oh, I see. So some kind of glowing moss. That would come from whenever he buried the orb. Only clue I have is the doghouse that Dad's Arbol got caught in. That's probably why he went there. When he went to hide the Founder's orb. Okay. So anything else you got to say? No. You got any ideas about this stuff? Don't do that animation. How does that aid you on the battlefield? You count the courtroom, it's a fairly useful weapon. So you don't know exactly where he went. Couldn't you have protected him with his drone? From whoever was here, shouldn't you have been watching for his safety? I guess you didn't expect it to happen. You can do everything by yourself. You even cook and build things whenever I want. No reason to leave your room. One gaping hole in my siege defense, going to the bathroom. When nature calls, it's best not to fight it. Never wage a battle. You have no hope of winning. Okay. You could have some kind of device. Just pee in a bucket and let this thing take it out for you. Dump it in the toilet. I don't know if it was in battle, but he's putting on a brave face, but can't see his face. Oh, those are like eyeballs. I just noticed that. It is supposed to kind of look like a face. Those are his eyes, that's his nose. I don't really see a mouth too much, but... against that bookcase. We still don't have an exact location what we're looking for. Might be more stuff to examine here. Okay, same thing for that one. Will you say something different about me being a lawyer now? He seems willing to help me find it, at least he just doesn't know where it is genuinely. There's no way this guy's the killer. Or if he is, he used his drone to do it. Don't see a motive either. We haven't even proven that it was a murder, so we better not speculate too far ahead. This is all looked at. Got the glasses again. Yes, those are the doctors. We already did that. Reading glasses. He's having trouble reading lately. That might be a clue. He might have misread something. He only has one eye, though. Don't want to leave any stone unturned, but what would taking them do? He couldn't read anything without these. And wait, shouldn't he be more experienced? I guess he hasn't done law in a while, but he should be a better lawyer than me, so he could do my work for me. Peter could provide useful information. Oh yeah, we still haven't found that, have we? Trucy couldn't figure it out. Dirk can't figure it out. Does he just know the password, or You could say this to all these big tech companies now. Twitter, Facebook. Oh, no, no, no. What's he doing? Oh, we don't get to see it. Who's that in the background? Mean keyboard skills. So I don't get it. Did he just know the password or did he like hack it or something? An email message. See, it'd be cool if we could look around the computer ourselves and find what we want to find. And this could be one part of it, but it's just doing it automatically. To paw711 at endmail from Dr. Buff. Research report. I deciphered the patterns, but I have yet to crack the riddle. The opaque crystal orb is the key. Responding to, how is your research coming along? But who exactly was it that was telling him to do that? Can't we trace his IP or something? Put the data on this. Yeah, we just gotta trace who is that guy. Paw, whoever. Must be Inga himself. Wherever it was, he needed a raincoat. Somewhere where this moss grows. I thought Apollo had something, he just asked him anyway. A little thin on the outside world. Let's go look around Crane Village. Or ask the locals, okay. It just doesn't want to let me explore freely, does it? Can I not examine it? I thought there was more. Yeah, we can do this one again. They're just gonna say the same thing. Exterminate, exterminate. Now I want to see this thing fight that drone. That would be exciting. Minigame. It's an oop art. Out of place artifact. You won it on an online auction. It's an alien weapon that destroyed an entire ancient civilization. It's like something out of Earthbound. I don't know why it looks so familiar. I feel like I've seen that somewhere before. In a different universe, you know, gaming. Ami on it looks really old. I don't think it's gonna provide any info. It's your room upstairs. It's the one at the end of the hall. Can we go in there? I guess we're respecting his privacy. He doesn't want to. I almost don't even want to see what he looks like. If you insist, then I won't talk to you anymore. Oh, you baited us. You're only doing it because you want something from him. To be fair, I'll take his side on this one. You don't give a shit about this guy. You just met him. Okay, let's get out of here. So just double check these. I don't think there's anything new. Oh, there is. You gave the thing to Dats. Guess we didn't answer. He doesn't have anything new to say. Or he does. What the hell? Glad I checked this place. How's he gonna survive all on his own? I don't know how old he is. I wish I knew. Not that big of a deal. Get it delivered. We should drop off some food. Only make it worse. We should be encouraging him to come out on his own. Once his food runs out, he'll have to leave. Just get Instacart, dude. This came out before COVID. Now everyone became like this guy. Talk about your school siege tactics. What? What's wrong with you? So do you, apparently. So is there anything he's gonna respond to? There's a lot of new stuff. Who do you think sent this email? I doubt he'd have anything to say, but let's just try it. Glowing moss. It didn't look glowing to me, it just looks like grass, but okay. And how do you get stuck inside the shoe like that? Is there some hole at the bottom that I didn't see? Possibly. Okay, so we must have gone at least this far. We can check the detention center. Trucy should have given that thing to Dads. And then we can check the village for clues. So there's nobody here. Now we get the actual detention music. Sometimes these examination things reset even though nothing changes. Like in case 3, that bell reset like 15 times and it didn't really have different dialogue too many times. But whatever. So let's check out the village. I still don't know what the case is really going to be. This is just like a scavenger hunt. Feels like somebody's watching me. Must be this Paul Ashton guy. Addison. This is posters. Weren't they there before? Guess I didn't notice. There's some canvas in the background that wasn't there before. They say we go hunting. Sounds like you don't remember. I still don't get why you have so many combat skills for a lawyer. Yeah, that canvas right there, pretty obvious. And the posters. Yeah, it's not very subtle. Nothing else changed though, right? Clearly, I was trying to do the phone boot there, clearly. Reclaim the glory of Karain. It kind of rhymed. When did he have a chance? Right after he saw us, probably. That fool keeps sticking him on our houses. He's a disgrace to this distinguished heritage. To his distinguished heritage. So this whole father-son dynamic between them might be interesting to some people, but it's just kind of... It feels forced, because if it wasn't for them being father and son, there wouldn't be much so far in the case. Like, it relies too much on that so far, so hopefully we get Phoenix in here. At some point, they're kind of dragging it out now a little bit. So some kind of canvas is out there. Let's check it out. What do we have here? Unfinished picture, like something a kid might paint. Looks like the stone and somebody in the green jacket. That must be him at night when he was burying. He's got to be the father when he was burying the thing. Poor excuse for a drawing. And what little kid? Pearl? Oh shit. I forgot that we might see her here. So she drew it? How old is she again? I completely don't remember that. She looks pretty old now. It's been quite some time. Yeah, this is the kind of person we should have come here with so that we have some privileges. It's odd that they just let us look around. I thought they were all mean to outsiders. Maybe that was just Morgan's way. Spirit medium. You should go with Maya and become the princess. She'll be the queen and you'll be her princess. My client. Nobody knows who he is, of course. So she drew that thing. That's the whole point here. High schooler. Wait, what? How? I don't know. I completely lost track of these ages at some point. She's 18? So Maya's 28, so there's a 10-year difference. So at the beginning, Maya was like 18 in Justice for All, and she was like 8. So I guess that makes sense. Maya Faye's cousin. She's also one of Korean Village's spirit mediums. She's always really courteous, unlike her bitch of a mother. Did she die in prison? I hope to hear about that. Does that mean she can channel? Yep, she can channel Mia. Can we see Mia early here? Mia. I've been dying for a Mia sighting. We got 2 spirit mediums and we can't get a single glimpse of Mia here. In my country, our little princess hasn't channeled a single spirit yet. Maya just put her to shame. You could both put her to shame. Although to be fair, she's only 14. True. Why don't you practice? Let someone Mia for me right now. Mystic Maya. Yeah, no shit, dude. You've never met? I guess a lot of characters never met. Like Maya and Emma technically just met in case 3 as far as I know. So Apollo and Maya might meet too. Apollo, Maya, Athena, Maya. She might be the next Queen of Khura'in if this case takes a certain turn. I doubt that, but I've heard all about it from Mr. Wright. Though he's never even seen it channeling, has he? Mediums will even physically become the person they're channeling. I still want to see a male to female version of that. Like channel, I guess we did see that in case 3. What am I talking about? Trust in me became Maya somehow. Even enabled him to take his shirt off. Little Pearl would turn into a hulking giant. Yeah, we've seen that. Don't call me a hulking giant though. It's a small matter to take care of. So she was in Dual Destinies, but I barely remember her, to be fair. Would it happen to be the matter Edgeworth is looking into as well? That's Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth to you, dude. Chief? He's not a prosecutor anymore, dude. It must be related, at least. He's out in the field himself. Be a very big deal then. Yeah. Look at that fancy eyeglass move. Very nice. Well, I would, yeah, now you're paying him the proper respect, Apollo. Oh, he's worth obsessing over. We rarely get to see him in these games, unfortunately. One case Andy. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, she even drew a picture of it. Already searched here. Just can I see that picture again or connect the dots? I guess not. What do you think about my badge? It reminds me of when I used to investigate with Nick. Which you didn't do a ton of, to be fair. Really only in Justice for All, right? She didn't do much in any of the other games, I don't think. Like case 2 and case 4? I don't know. Expand my horizons beyond this village. If there's anything I can help you with, she's almost desperate to help just because she's bored out of her mind over here. Just want her as your maid, huh? She always tries to be overly accommodating. I find it kind of annoying personally, but yeah, it's like too much. Overdoing it. I don't know where she picked it up from, certainly not her mother. So we got 3 pages of evidence, which is really like 1.5, because it's only 1 row. It'd be rows of 4, 2 rows of 4. Like the old school. We can show her that little moss. I don't think we added that canvas to our evidence though. Nothing much happening here. I just want to test it out. I'm pretty OCD about always presenting everything. Sometimes there's hidden dialogue. This should be something. Where this moss might grow. Mitama moss. Isn't there an H in there? Mount Mitama. So it's a soft glow in the dark. Must be the one right behind us. How would one get there? Take a bus from that bus stop. So he went all the way over there. Dr. Buff. Oh, he took a one-way bus to the next dimension, I guess you could say. So he went all the way out there, came all the way back, and then he got killed. Why he what? Let's use the Magatama on her, see how she likes it. You have any idea where he might have gone? He saw him in his raincoat. She saw him in his raincoat. Somewhere on the Mount Mitama. How do you know that? Oh, you got the bracelet instead. As if she would have a reason to lie. Why? Did you break another urn somewhere? Or did you break the orb too? She's a master of breaking family heirlooms. That would be so Ace Attorney if she broke the orb and had to put it back together. Like the good old days. Okay, so she doesn't know anything about that. Let's do this first. How do you use the bracelet in the field again? I forgot. Nothing beats mountain air. And does Dirk know about this power that Apollo has? He'll be like, why are you staring at this 18-year-old girl, dude? Didn't know you rolled that way. That's not how I raised you. Many of the villagers have left for the city, but I just love it here. Then why is that guy campaigning here if many of the villagers left? Big beautiful ocean is just beyond that mountain. He keeps trying to find ways to bond and he keeps getting denied by Apollo. You can't swim. Why do I feel like I've heard that before? The home of spirit mediums. Yeah, we know that. Never seen a channeling. Why don't you show me? Just channel his father. Jove Justice, not just anyone. You must know their face and true name. And having the requisite power to do it. And that is kind of a new thing they came up with in this game. They didn't say you needed a face and a name before. But then again, we only saw Mia anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered much. Mia and Dahlia. Can only be learned by those with a gift occurring in certain bloodlines and years of intense training. Maya and I are the only ones in our village who can channel spirits. How sad is that? Not really like that, though. It's not like the royalty. To be many more of us, but we were all wiped out? What happened? Most of the women don't want to stay. They want to throw up the big city. I mean, you could do it as much as you want. Like, you could... Pearl and Maya could have kids with ordinary people. So have 100 kids each, and then your bloodline will live on. And at least one of the sets of kids are bound to be as gifted as you are. They never say who Maya's father is, do they? They've never ever addressed that. Shopping malls or nightclubs. I guess she wouldn't know any better. She's never experienced them. Just trying to win us over with cuteness. And what? Going out with some guys or something? We met this weirdo earlier named Paul Addison. He's been campaigning a lot around here. I wonder why you're here specifically. The noise he's been making has become a problem. He's campaigning at all hours of the night and day. It's a great way to win over support, piss people off. Oh yeah, don't tell us what the police should do, Mr. Rebel Chief. Rebel Chieftain. Little they can do because his family's so powerful. I do want to see Provincial Prince. Look at that alliteration, dude. Proverbial Pampered Provincial Prince. Nice one, dude. That's like one of my stream titles. Bounty Baxter brazenly builds bad benefactor, something like that for Red Dead. He seems pretty intent on winning. Do you want the orb back, or... Spirit mediums once held considerable sway in the political world. I kind of doubt that was actually true, but you'll say it is now. Maybe that's what he's after? But he already has them, he said. I'm assuming it's Inga or somebody bad like that. Ability to commune with the dead gives comfort to those anxious about the future. Tiny Crane has preserved its independence by the Queen's power of spirit channeling. Oh, so he's saying it's a small country. Yeah, they said, like, what was it? They never go to wars, or they have very good diplomatic relations because they can spirit channel and get advice and stuff. I don't know. Even today, many here revere those with spirit medium blood, which is only the two of you, apparently. Benefactor goes. So goes the whole village. So who's the benefactor? Just tell us. Inga, Morgan Fay. So you gotta look for something, especially out of the ordinary. Something with her eyes? Maybe wants to thumb, maybe she'll bite her thumb. It's only one line, maybe something twitches in her hair? I can't quite see anything. Let me just look, maybe it's the other hand? Looks like she's twitching her finger a little bit. Is she doing that the whole time? Apollo's just staring at her the whole time. Tugging on his bracelet. somewhere on Mount Mintima, so he wasn't there. You seem anxious around Mount Mintima. You'd rub your thumb over a swatch of dried paint as you said it. Yeah, never mind the fact that it's terrible. Not that I'm one to talk. Why'd you even draw it? Nothing to do with Mr. Buff, Dr. Buff. What's his first name again? Is it a pun? Another bad pun? Archie. Not really. That one doesn't seem like much of a pun either, unless I'm just missing it. His face cousin, Mr. Wright's best friend, district chief prosecutor. His frilly cravat makes one strong fashion statement. See, that's more believable than Lana being chief prosecutor. What was she, like 29? He's at least 35, or he was like 34, 33 when he became that. I don't know. I'm going to guess that while you were out here painting last night, you actually saw the good doctor heading out to Mount Minima from the bus stop. But then why would she be nervous about it? It's almost like he went somewhere else. Will I lose health if I get it wrong? May not be a very good artist, but at least I know how to draw a person. Could be some kind of mythical monster like, yeah, Rain Spirit. That's what Dirk was even saying. Rain Spirit's a place to go to. Even she's not buying it herself, but you offend her Kurene's beliefs. Yeah, nice little raincoat. Wasn't the face green though? Oh, where'd it go? I don't even have it in evidence. Still wet and muddy, so we know he wore it. And it wasn't raining here apparently, so maybe it was raining on the mountain. Same as the rain spirit in your picture. Maybe she thought it was a rain spirit. I wonder what she's protecting. Somebody died, dude. You should be more mature than that. Before he died, you might be the last person who saw it. Of course, after you force it out of me. It's painting here when the doctor came to the bus stop. You were painting in the rain? Oh, even though it wasn't raining. And a helmet with a light on it. I guess we didn't see that anywhere. He was well prepared to try and bury the... whatchamacallit, the orb. You even talked to him. Or like he didn't want to discuss it. Oh, that's why she's being secretive. Please don't tell anyone because he was hiding something and he doesn't want anyone to know where he hid it. This is new music, isn't it? He was being threatened, or so he thought, by even that. So he wanted to hide it. Exactly. To the mountain where it supposedly wasn't raining. Or it was raining, I mean. Cave somewhere on Mount Mintima. It's a cave where mediums went to train. What does that have to do with the rain? Those are mystical ruins in there. Are you gonna have to explore that? Yeah, but this time not to take something, but to leave something. Should get going now. That's it. Are we gonna go up there? This is taking quite a while to just get this orb. And then once we get it, what will we do? This might be a very long case. At this rate, which I don't mind. I like this picture. So he's much more fit than Apollo, but he is a rebel leader. Although they're both lawyers. Always fine. Moss growing. It'd be cool if we could get more animation and movement, but I guess it's too much to ask for this series. Let's be where the doctor was last night. Let's take a look inside. Or if I could move around freely, even like Ace Attorney Investigations, I definitely prefer that. Where you can see your character at all times and actually walk around. Can't see a thing. Even the developers would admit the first person thing was just a technology limitation. Because it was made on the Game Boy Advance at first, or Game Boy at first, whatever. And so it was easier to just show a still screen and, you know, point and click than it is to show a character moving around and interacting with stuff. So in the long run, it's odd that the series stuck with that for so long. Your eyes will adjust eventually. That's why he had it on his helmet. You're not prepared for these situations as a rebel? Use mine. Somebody else? Is it that drone? Did it follow us here? What's happening? Is Apollo gonna be the victim? Certainly would seem like they wouldn't do that. He'll just be knocked out or something. Who would be in here? Someone got the drop on us. Is it that politician guy? He pushed him down like a little cliff. Just light a match or something. He has night vision, natural night vision. One false step and we're dead. What in the world should we do? What is this, like a choose your own adventure thing? What if I just wait? Don't you have a cell phone with no reception? Not like Dirk would know that. He seems so bad with technology. Apparently. Climb back up. And that guy will just kick us down again. It's far too steep. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I might move mountains. But you barely moved an inch. I'm just trying to see all the flavor dialogue. There's been some path for Dr. Buff to follow, and he came to hide the orb. The attacker left us with this useful parting gift. He could have done that before I made my decision. From lawyer to spelunker. Of course he's scared, but I'm just curious who the hell that could have been. Greatest treasures are only ever found at the point of a blade or the edge of a cliff. Good quote. I would have never taken your request. Well, before you find the way out, you want the orb, don't you? Nice ambient sounds. Could have made a cutscene for this at least. Something. Nice black screen. 2016 game. Same image, slightly altered expressions. An hour. You're wasting your flashlight. So they both died together in a cave in the dark, father and son.